Are you looking for something?
Oh, Mama, I'm just doing a little bit of cleaning.
You look hungry. Come, take a seat. I made another sandwich, your favorite. It's times like these, Ray, we really need to savor. Our joy can become so fleeting. Whoop! Hi everyone, I'm the Bane's Hero, if you're new here, and looking to connect to an overthinking anime fan while trying to find creative reasons to just do it! You've come to the right place. Today we're going to be breaking down the diet and exercise if you hypothetically were in the anime The Promised Neverland. Despite being just shy of teenagers, Emma, Norman, and Ray exhibited that pound for pound strength can be effective with a strong plan of action. Just as Isabella was focused on herself becoming a mama in Gracefield Farm, Taylor Swift dropped her song Me, while Brendan Urie was the visual eye candy, only given lackluster lyrics to the collaborated piece. I know I tend to make it about me. The lyrics aren't great, so please don't flame me. Thanks to the soapbox promotion from Gigguk and Mother's Basement, I was convinced to try the first episode hook that I'd challenge anyone to try just one episode. I promise, it's like Pringles. Once you pop, the fun don't stop. Upon initial impressions, Ray drew me in for his mysterious, cool guy appearance that would make even Sasuke look like a two-dimensional edgelord. However, a few episodes in, I ditched all of them for the sweetest boy Norman. He may not have the iconic anime hairstyling, but he makes up in honesty and wit. There's something inspiring about a boy who lays all of his cards out in his affection for the girl that he likes. When backed into a corner, he gives all of himself to see the success of Emma's wishes come true. Throughout the anime, there were visual parallels between the children dining and the food being prepared for the mystery monsters. Coincidentally, I'm known to be quite the monster myself in a few all-you-can-eat establishments. Judging by the lack of livestock, I'm led to believe that the children of Gracefield Farm are largely on a produce diet. My personal diet aligns similarly, allowing for small variations on in-season produce, and thus sale item vegetables and fruit.
So cheap.
Jackie, you must do more research. My background in multisports, weight training, kinesiology, and nutrition have established me with the critical analysis and how the children may have been primed for peak performance from the start. Vegetables can be palatable given the desired preparation. Mixed brown and white rice allow for sustained glucose levels and fiber for an active lifestyle, without the negatives of saturated fats and bad cholesterol with animal-derived nutrients. Itadakimasu! When it comes to what I consume throughout the week, it's going to be a variety of things. My main staples are going to be carbohydrates that derived from complex sources, so it's going to be brown rice with a little bit of white rice for affordability. Brown rice is a lot more expensive, almost a 2-to-1 ratio of pound per dollar. $12 for 15 pounds of brown rice, whereas you can find a 40 to 25 pound bag of rice for about $30 to $40. So you can kind of compare the value of what you're getting versus its overall impact. It's a lot more tedious to go through the process of cleaning. These are the vegetables that I just spent like a good 20 minutes just washing. At a young age, having good habits like a balanced diet offers a character's optimum performance, especially how the training was relayed as playing tag, hide and seek, climbing trees, and using simple action toys. The constant testing proficiencies most likely complemented the demands of physical and application, which has been shown positive correlation. These are separated so they take longer and thus need more time to be under heat. This one doesn't, the top leafy portion of it, and thus I separate it. It takes a lot more effort to consume. If the children were given free rein to simple sugar foods and neglecting cognitive challenges, they may have not coordinated such necessary skills to escape. The sciences, maths, psychologies, and communications gave the survival edge to solve the challenges while feigning innocence. I found it useful to perceive hard work as a fun activity, and I sought out the wonder of someday tapping into my own unlocked potential, like that of anime characters, breaking beyond my limitations.
Seeing if it's flaccid, adding in. It kind of gives me incentive to not gorge on the food that I spent so long to prepare. And thus, I'm a little bit more conscious of, hey, I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to keep cooking. And I also correlate how much I actually intake versus my activity level during the day. So say, for example, I'm having a heavy writing day or a heavy editing day. I'm actually going to be kind of dumbing down my caloric intake. I'm not going to be having simple carbs like cakes, snacks, sugars, things like that. So it's just going to be the main staple of things. And another thing too is keeping up on hydration. You still want to maintain your metabolic processing of the foods that you have. So in order to do that, you need to have proper hydration. It doesn't take long for the leaf portion of the bok choy to really reduce down. Check if it needs a little bit more seasoning. So we're gonna have a little taste test here. A little bit of the stems and a little bit of the carrots. I can definitely taste the sweetness of the carrots. The stems need to cook a little bit longer. I think what needs to be added is a little bit more salt.
I'm not at all condoning this, but in the spirit of being transparent, in what ways have you rebelled against your parent or guardians in the past? Was it sneaking out of the house? Was it hiding a pet or something that they forbade you from? Was it telling a lie straight to their face or taking something that they only had access to? I'm going to be a little bit more active on Twitter, so let me know in the survey and maybe follow me on Twitter. Despite the children looking like a vulnerable target, I too revel in equipping myself with knowledge beyond my assumed exterior. There is value in food preparation as the cooking process allows for an easier digestion of more fibrous components, the portability of a prepared meal over raw goods, and also the safety from most pathogens that may have contaminated the food's exterior via natural pests and pesticides. So don't be shy to mix it up in the kitchen. Next time you feel lazy in preparing a dish, think about the peace of mind in knowing that your food is safe, nutritious, and also much more affordable than buying elsewhere. In a breakdown of training designed as play, I'll be demonstrating ways in which I had become successful in the game of hide and seek. That includes focusing on controlled breathing during isometrics, as if hiding, and agility in the game of tag. One of the easiest ways to approach hide and seek is to know your body's limits and also the use of the environment around you. I often wonder how to blend into the background by defying where one would normally predict a body could fit, so that entails qualities of flexibility, followed by stamina. If I were to hide underneath a table, for example, but upon hearing the pursuer tuck under the skirt, evading the line of sight, I would need to have a strong stabilizer core and arms. This could be honed using outstretched limbs in a plank position. This can be worked up to by alternating hands and feet until a solid 30-second hold is achieved. If one needs to set up a trap until the moment is right to strike, imagine a boulder or a tree from up high. You would need to be still and retain grip, so I would train by extended periods of leg and arm contractions into the explosive bursts of motion. You might see similar events executed by strongman competitions, but of course you can scale to account for your ability range. A simple backpack with dense books or clothes could suffice, then alternating grip and hauling in order to simulate an attack of your own. After all the workout games, recovery should include a session of stretching, and also for the mobility in order to sneak away quietly, which does entail stifling all the grunts and disruption of the surrounding environment. So give it a try by setting up your own obstacles like plastic wrapping or crumpled paper. Above all, the variable of imagination can allow for the best versatility for a tailored escape training beyond what I showed you here, of course. If you've been following my other social medias, you may know that I'm concurrently studying Japanese, and I wanted to share a little phrasing that might be useful for you. In asking the question, have you finished your homework, it might sound like this. もう宿題は終わりましたか? Have you finished your homework? もう食代は終わりましたか? Again, if you're interested, feel free to challenge me with some phrasing or some things to practice that you may have come up on your own. I'm always down to learn new things, so follow me on socials like Twitter, Instagram, and also on Twitch, where I can respond live. I'm really excited to watch the second season of The Promised Neverland, as I saw some poignant parallels to the relationship I have with my own mother. She may have a distanced, warped sense of motherly love for my siblings and I, but in coping with her definition of care, it trained me to approach life like a survivor. When she demanded that we sleep so she wouldn't have to entertain or spend money on us, I became a sneak specialist so I can just go off and play with my toys like a little kid should, you know? And I created my own stash of snacks, some of which that she hid from us. I learned to be resourceful, use critical thinking, and revel in the few moments of simple joy. When Emma and Ray cut ties leading into the next season, I was reminded of my own experience in crafting a new life of tragic yet beautiful freedom. In regards to the character that I sided with the most, I found Norman to be the most ideal, as he found a balance of sacrifice being paramount to his siblings' well-being, while still being obedient, at least in perception, to his mother Isabella's orders up until the point where his time came, which exhibited his respect for order. If you like this video and interested in checking out my cosplay, fitness, and experimental progress, make sure to subscribe to this channel, follow me on my socials with Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm the Humane's Hero. Make sure to explore your true potential and be the hero of your own story.